Good morning, everybody. How's everyone today? This is Vincent with Listings to Leads, and let me know if you can hear me and see my screen. This is top tools for more listings. So we're going to talk about how you get more listings with Listings to Leads. If you can, there's kind of a comments panel. If you could just put in, yes, I can hear you. Let me know. Oh, good, Dawn. Thank you. Well, let's get the show on the road. So just a little opening, as people are logging in here. What does Listings to Leads do, right? Generally speaking, we're a marketing platform for realtors. We're designed to help you advertise, help you with social media, help you get more buyers. And the point of this call is to get more listings. I do want to point everybody before we dive into some of the nuts and bolts. There are a lot of videos here. And actually, these three right here cover one of the big topics of getting more listings, which is expired marketing. This gentleman here has a really great phone call, a voicemail that he leaves, and then he'll ask just to meet them. He waits 3 months after they expire, calls them, and says, hey, I see you wanted to sell your home. I'm a realtor in the area. Just like to introduce myself. Really low-key pitch. This gentleman here, Scott Murray with EXP, he likes to door knock. He waits 3 months and he knocks on the door. This young lady, she's a little bit younger. She's just does a little bit differently. She calls people day one when they expire, which unfortunately those homeowners are getting called by tons of agents. She calls them, leaves 2 voice messages. They don't respond. Text them once. Would you like to see my listing presentation? No response. And then she creates a custom listing presentation and sends it to him. She has 4 listings in 6 weeks. These are 3 different ways to hit expireds. We'll talk more about that. We have open house marketing system. It's awesome. It's great. It involves print. It involves ads. It involves social media. But most importantly for this call, it involves something called the nearby homeowner letter. And the nearby homeowner letter is what you print 100 times and you give it to the neighbors. And as you give it to the neighbors, they are going to be aware you got an open house, and you're going to get more listings from that action. It's one of the top ways of getting listings here. So we'll go look at that. Now here, you'll see this gentleman here talking about a sold ad. He created this video to train his agents. He has an office account with us. He's from LPT in Texas, but this software works all day long. And what he's speaking to is running an ad on a listing. First, he marketed it when it was for sale. He gets 114 leads. He puts 4 people into homes from 114 Facebook leads. He then flips the property to sold, runs a sold ad, gets seller leads for $4 each, and turns one of those into a $400,000 sale and $450,000 purchase. So not every Facebook lead is going to turn into that kind of business, but this gentleman runs 8 to 10 ads every week because a good percentage of them turn into business. So definitely something you want to think of. And then down here, automated listing, that is automated listing marketing. That is what our core function is. But we also have a powerful listing presentation. This young lady, Terry Ann, will tell you that by the end of her going through our listing presentation, the people asked, where do I sign? Not how much, not anything else, just where do I sign? Okay. The listing presentation that we provide for you is actually one of the strongest things going on right now. And if you're thinking that you want more listings, you have to think, well, how am I going to get those leads, right? How am I going to talk to homeowners? And yes, expireds is one way. Open houses is one way. Sold ads on Facebook is another way. And there are many other ways, but those are the top ones. And once you've done that, you get our listing presentation in front of them. Okay. So we're going to get into the nitty gritty here in a moment. Before we do, I want to show you the things, the resources that you have to help you understand and unpack and leverage listings to leads. One of them is our mastermind group. Now, if you've spoken to me, I would have sent you a link called L2L resources, and it would have a link to this mastermind group. And it's really where Scott and I talk about what's going on. It's where clients ask questions or they share what's going on, what they're doing. But I'm going to scroll down because just last week, this gentleman here says he has 16 listings in 2 weeks. 5 were expireds, 11 were regular. Now, he interviewed him on Friday. My guess is Scott recorded that. And he is, we'll probably see that recording soon, right? But these are the bullet points of what he's doing. Nearby homeowner letter is one of those things. So I would keep an eye in the mastermind group of what's going to come down related to this gentleman here, because he's had a call with Scott on Friday and says, here is what I was doing to get that kind of business. And the great thing is, like, yes, we're here and we're going to talk about the tools that you need to use, but we also want to point you in the direction to learn from other agents that are already doing it, so you don't have to recreate everything yourself, right? So the mastermind group, this came in just on the 27th of April, which is what, 10 days ago, 12 days. This is our mastermind group, right? So get involved there, get there, check this out, like 15, 20 minutes a week. It's worth your while. Also, you have leadgenwebinars.com, which will bring you to this page. And as I talk about expireds, you will notice that we hold 4 workshops, live workshops every week for free for our clients and people who are not our clients to start to understand how they can turn those expired listings into their listings. 2 on Monday, I think 2 on Wednesday as well. On Tuesday, tomorrow, we're doing a class. Scott's doing a class on open houses. And I mentioned to you, open houses are one of the top ways of getting listings. So Scott's going to go in great detail. I'm going to give you some highlights that you need to think about. But I would definitely get on that call, because you might not have expireds happening in your market. You should have open houses going in your market. And you can even borrow listings from your colleagues or friends and sit on those open houses and get your own listings. You want to get on that call to know how. I'm going to give you a couple pointers today, a little bit later. Then pending marketing. Pending marketing is a lot like sold marketing. And the point of pending, sold, under contract marketing is our message says, hey, this home is closed, or it's going to close, and that's going to affect your home value. Click here for your home value. That's it. We do that in free social media posts. We do that in ads, paid ads. We do that in print, and we do that in email. Okay. So you want to watch that, because you want to learn. If you want more listings, you want to know what our later stage listing marketing is about. And then on Wednesday, like I mentioned, we're going to have the workshops on expireds. Scott will be talking about lead conversion, which is really, really smart. It's actually a big deal that I think a lot of agents struggle with. We give you a lot of tools to help you convert leads. And then on Monday, get started, right? And the whole thing over, right? So you can find that on leadgenwebinars.com. I'll also show you where you can find it in the account. Now I'm going to go here. This is our videos page on our YouTube channel. I think it's frankly the best resource, because I'm sure it's exciting to listen to Scott and I yammer on about whatever, but if it doesn't fit in your schedule, we record every call, right? Every week we record every call, and they are all right here. I want to point this one out to you. I'm about to work on it to get it cut down, because it's a little bit long, but it's down here, but it's definitely relevant to what we're talking about here. You see this gentleman here? 10 listings in 10 weeks. This guy's name is Leo. You can find him in the mastermind group. And Leo has 2 to 4 listing appointments every week. Okay? Every week. And he closes 1 new listing every week for 10 weeks. And that was a while ago, so he just keeps going, right? Leo Nicolozes, okay? He's actually starting to learn how to do video. He's been, a client of ours for a while, and he's not great at it, but he knows it's really helping him out, right? But there are 3 things that Leo is doing over and over and over. He is working expired marketing. He is working open houses, and he is doing sold marketing. And by sold marketing, he is running sold ads on Facebook, and he is mailing sold postcards. It's only these three things that he is doing over and over and over. And all of those open houses, sold marketing, and expireds get you listing leads. Okay. And then once he gets that listing lead, he gets our listing presentation in their hands. Now, let me ask you, if you could give me a yes or no here, have you seen the listing presentation that's already in your account? I'm holding one in my hand here. Notice it says how we're going to sell your expired home. This is our listing. It's branded to you, your colors, your logo on every page. Okay. Now I want to point something out here. So you've seen that. Dawn has seen this. You all need to go get this. I'm going to show you where it is. Karen, are you a client? Myrna, you're a new client. I think I just called you today. So I spoke to you. So you need to understand that this is available electronically, and you can send it to your clients via text. You can send it to them via email, or you can order them by hand. I'm going to show you where in just a moment. The thing that I'm telling you this, the reason is, you see Leo here, he has 2 to 4 listing appointments every week. He's putting 40 expired listing presentations in his market every month, and another 40 that are just standard without the word expireds. Okay, Karen, good. So it's really key, because this, we'll look at it in a minute. Well, actually, I think we can look at it now. Let's close the training calendar. This is the YouTube channel. I'm going to send this YouTube link to everybody. And I honestly recommend that all of you spend some free time looking at this, because if you can understand what you have available to you via listings to leads, and you can use it, your business will grow. Okay. And this is just the videos page on our YouTube channel. It's available to everybody, even if you're not a client. So let me show you. I was showing you this one I'm holding in my hand here. This is the one that's sitting in your account for all of you right now. The day that you sign up, we have created it for you. And let's go through it. This is the complete marketing plan to get your home sold. So I told you, Leo prints up 40 of these and gets into his market every month, and another 40 for expired homeowners. Okay. That's 80. That's why that gentleman has 2 to 4 listing appointments every week, and he's closing a new listing every week. All right. My guess is, if he keeps putting in 80 a month, he's going to start closing more than 1 listing every week. Anyway, if we go through it, it talks about what we're doing. You can put your own bio, your own thing there. But this is what we do for every listing. We're not talking about listings to leads here, though. We're talking about you and your logo, so people know this is what you're bringing to the table. Paid ads on Facebook and Instagram, free social media marketing that we do automatically for you. You just connect your socials. Yes, we create a YouTube channel, or we create a YouTube video of a virtual tour, put it on our YouTube channel. If you have your own YouTube channel, connect it. We'll put it on your channel as well. We give you print tools. We give you the Nearby Homeowner letter, email marketing, tools for your database, sphere of influence tools for the homeowner, short form video scripts. I'll go backwards, listing websites and virtual tours, flyers, QR codes. Everything is mobile optimized. This is not the standard listing presentation. And I can tell you, when we put this in flipbook format, which we did last year, around this time last year, it really started, our clients started to get this in front of people. And this is a conversation starter. Okay. Back here to the homepage, I told you, JJ here, she calls people day one of their expireds, and they don't answer because they're getting called by hundreds of agents, right? Then she texts them and said, would you like to see my listing presentation? And they don't answer. And then she goes in the system and she creates a custom listing presentation. Let's see it here. And it has the homeowner's name and address on the cover, and the photograph is of their home. Okay. So the listing presentation I just showed you, this is custom for one single homeowner. If you've got a great seller lead that you want to have in your account, that you want to convert, create a custom one like JJ here, and text it to them, email it to them, make sure they got it. That's how JJ got 4 listings in 6 weeks. Okay. They didn't want to talk to her, but the minute they saw their home like this, they needed to talk to her. That was like on day 1. And you know that people are getting called by dozens, if not hundreds of realtors on day 1 of their expiration. This got through all that noise. Okay. TJ has are we able to add our headshot photo to these? Yes. Well, yes. Well, TJ, you probably didn't put your headshot on your profile page, and that's why your headshot's not there. Okay. You probably put the logo where your headshot goes. So take out that logo. Just go to your profile. I'll show you what I mean. Let's see if I can get in my listings here. You have a profile somewhere down here. And on your profile, TJ, instead of your photograph, your headshot, you put a logo there. Okay. And that's easy. Just change it right there. Okay. How do we get the system to update, or is it done automatically? Anna, do you mean update your listings? Like how we auto sweep your listings? Okay. You got it, TJ. Good. So yeah. So your logo, by the way, for everybody, in our older system, your headshot goes here on your profile appearance. You put your logos. You put a white logo here because there are some tools that we do in dark. Oh yeah, so that's a different question. Let me check on that in a moment. Okay. So dark logo here. If we've got a darker background, we want a white logo here. So put that there. If you're in the new system, if you're signing up new to us past couple of weeks, your logo is on the main page here. Okay. So, and we still need a dark one and a light one. So Anna's got a question. So we should be able to auto sweep your listings in based on your email address. And when we do, we pull in the photos that are there, right? But let's say that you took one photograph and it came in with one photograph. And this is kind of tricky, Anna, so you got to listen. If that listing came in with one photograph, you need to delete that photograph. Let's say that you had your photographer took some more photos and now they're in the MLS. You would delete that photo and you can upload. I highly recommend actually that you upload the real photos, because when they come through the MLS, they're compressed. And if you upload the hard images, we create what we call luxury marketing tools, which means big photographs. So I recommend you do that. But if you want to do it, the easy way, you can select your photos, even if it's 1 or 5, and delete them all. And then our system will reach out and pull them back in. Okay. That's how you do it. So let's go back before we go too far into it. So as I mentioned, the expired marketing, and I mentioned Leo, and he's putting 80 of those in his market. This guy here, John Summers, he's from Lake Norman in North Carolina, Lake Norman Realty. He puts 40 of these pamphlets, the expired marketing pamphlets, in his market every month. So that's like 10 a week, right? Do you know where to get those? Right? Scott Dornox, he added, if you watch this call, he added 2.7 million in listings into his pipeline in 3 days of door knocking. Okay. He's got a great approach. You can find these calls all on YouTube on the link I sent you just a moment ago. But and he's saying this listing presentation started a 40-minute, because he's knocking on doors and giving them this pamphlet on how to sell your expired home. Okay. You need to be thinking, how can I get those listing presentations in the hands of homeowners? Here's where you start. This is a page, it's on our blog. If you go look for booklet presentation, you will see this, but I'm going to send it to you because you're on the call right now. I would open this up and I would save it. Here's what you need to know. Okay. You can order versions, cost about $70 to set it up. Expired. I think you need expired and standard. Leo puts 40 expired in the market every week, every month. and 40 standards every month. This is the standard one here. The only difference is it says how we're going to sell your expired home. Once you've gone through that, and what's happening is we're going to mock it up, make sure you like how it looks. And if you like how it looks, we're going to say, great, go ahead and order 10, 20, 30, 40. That's how it works. Okay. So you now have this page and you need to now start thinking, hey, how do I get this going? I want to bring something else to you, because Scott does 4 workshops every week, and you want to have a follow-up plan. Okay. You want to have a follow-up plan for any kind of leads you're getting. Otherwise, generating leads without a follow-up plan, don't bother generating leads. Okay. It's just not, it's fun. It's exciting because you join listings leads like, oh my God, I ran an ad and I got like 15 leads. But if you don't have any follow-up, you won't be that excited for too long. So I want to raise this point to you. We actually have a process and a system to set up your follow-up plans for you. And I'm sending this to you now. And let's see, maybe it's not working because I'm hitting it like this. This is basically a presentation, like a little slide deck. And maybe I have to open it from a different way. So when you get in the expired group, you want to get part of our school here, okay? Because we have different curriculum for expired marketing, for FSBOs, and just for marketing to straight up sold homes, right? And I think in the classroom section, let's see if this is ready yet. Maybe it's dragging, so maybe you won't get it. You see this pipeline builder? Excuse me. This is basically where a few of us are going to set up your email and text drip campaigns for you, okay? And there's a package where, for some reason it's not opening. There's a basic package where we set it up and we do one phone call with you, right? A Zoom call with you, so that you know, like, hey, here's where everything, and there's where you need to go, right? And I did send this to you, and it does look like you just have to wait a minute for it to open. So this sets up the follow-up, right? And that's really important. So there's 2 packages, and one has multiple Zoom calls. So basically like a little bit of coaching to make sure that you get this going correctly, right? And so you have 2 packages, and you can just sign up right below. Both of them are going to include getting everything set up, right? Because having a follow-up is really, really important. So I would hold that link, because if you're going to get involved with sold marketing or expired marketing, you want to have a very good follow-up plan. And you can look at that chart that I just sent you and build your own. By all means, we want everybody to build their own, right? But if that's too much, or if your wires cross and you want us to do it for you, there is a resource to help you, okay? So I think that's enough of the intro, right? We haven't really gotten into the nitty-gritty. And let's talk about Leo again. Remember, I told you this guy has 10 listings in 10 weeks, and I told you he's doing 3 things, right? He is doing, I closed the wrong page. Open houses, sold marketing, and expireds. Okay? So let's take 10 to 15 minutes to talk about why those 3 things, why they work, and how they work. And the last 15 minutes, I want to talk about something that we don't talk about too often, because everybody's so excited about expireds. And that is farming an area, okay? It's not that difficult. And once we've seen all this, it'll just sort of fold out nicely, okay? So first of all, you do need an account. And let me ask, is anybody here not a client? Just a yes or no, right? If you're not a client, just let me know. When you're on a trial with us, everything that I'm showing you, everything is included. So you're not like in a half account. It's all there. All right. And let's go over to listings. And let's first talk about your listing presentation, which is right here. You see, I'm on listings and it says listing presentation, and I'm going to click that. And here it is in print, so I can print it myself, or I can go to Flipbook. And now I have this. And we actually had a client in December take 200 stale leads in his CRM that were just not responsive. And he writes an email with the subject line that says, would you like thinking of selling in 2026? Right. And then he says, in the body, I've got a really great marketing solution. We can get you a lot of buyers. Please click this link to have a look. And he puts in this hyperlink, this web address right here in the body of the message. And then when people click on it, they are looking at this. He has 17 conversations with 17 different homeowners from just sending this to 200 stale seller leads in a CRM. If you are getting seller leads and you got old ones, or even if you don't even just any lead, you want to get this in front of them because this is very interesting to homeowners. So Myrna, you're new, just letting you know, all these things are already sitting in the account. So obviously when you sign up, we're going to get your headshot, we're going to get your logo, you're going to connect your social media, and then that's where the magic happens. It's all done. All the color scheme and everything is in. So that's already sitting there. It's in your account. You sign up, that's ready right there, right? But I'm going to go to my listings page because I want to show you. You see that I have a property with the status is canceled, and another one is expired, and another one is a FSBO and a listing presentation. They're all different homes, but they all have one thing in common, and that is they all have a unique custom listing presentation for that home with the photograph of the home built throughout and their name and address on the cover. Okay. So if you got a really great listing lead and you want to make sure that they are paying attention to you, send this link to them. Okay. That hyperlink right up at the top. Because just like the other ones, as they go through it, they're going to see their home, what it's going to look like on Facebook, what it's going to look like on YouTube, in print, in email. They're going to see everything that they're doing. And here's the other thing. This is literally the showstopper. A lot of clients, a lot of agents will take this on their laptop, or maybe they print it, and they go through this with the homeowner right next to them. And then they say, hey, homeowner, why don't you whip out your smartphone and take a picture of that QR code? You're welcome to do that right now on this call. And when they hit that home is going to pop up on their phone. And for a lot of agents, the deal is done right there. They are so impressed by what is going on here because no agent has told them anything like this before. They said, I'm going to put in the MLS, and I'm like, awesome. But their home didn't sell or whatever. This is so thorough that this is going to start conversations for you. And that's where business comes from. We are called listings to leads. And a lead is great, but a lead is not a conversation. Let's see. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a great question. So, okay, so here's a couple questions from Carrie, who just signed up last week. She's kind of my neighbor. She actually lives fairly close. So let's see her questions. What was the verbiage he said after he said, thinking of selling her home? He just had 2 lines. And I don't have the lines exactly. It's been a while. But it was something like, I have a very, new marketing system that's going to help us find more buyers for you, right? It was really that. And I think the real key to it was not glossy. It didn't have a lot of HTML. It was just a couple of lines and a hyperlink that you could click on to get to his generic listing presentation, not one for a specific home, this one, which is sitting in everybody's account right now. And then Carrie singing, I think it would be great to be able to make a video version of this flip book as well. Has anybody considered that? Probably somebody has considered that, but we have a lot of dreams. Believe me, Scott and I have a lot of dreams of what we want to see happening. And some of these things are more difficult, but we do have something that comes awfully close, Carrie. So let's just hold our thought for a moment. See, just getting this custom listing presentation with their name and home on this and their photograph of their home through it, this is just closing deals. It is, simply put, it is closing deals. If they're thinking of selling their home, they're going to want to talk to you. Okay. And that's key. That's happening, whether it's expired, it's a FSBO, whatever. This is going to help you. All right. So let's go back to the account, find out here. So does everybody understand that you can have custom listing presentations, right? You can see it, right? So let me show you how you do that. Okay. Now, if you're a client, you can email me. Here's my email for everybody. And you can say, Vince, I would like your videos. Okay. Because I have a handful of videos that are all like 5 and 6 minutes long. Hold on. I'm going to answer your question, Rick, in just a moment. Vince@listingsleads.com. If you need a team account or an office account, you reach out to me. But I also have 5 emails that cover what I'm about to show you right now. Okay. One covers how do you create a custom listing presentation? How do you get a listing presentation that says FSBO or listing presentation or expired on the cover with the name in there? And so, Rick, we're going to answer your question right now. You go up here on listings, click add listing, and manually add it. Okay. And by default, it's always going to be just listed here, the status. Change that to either listing presentation, FSBO, expired, or canceled. Okay. That's it. Let's just do expired. Put the homeowner's name, put the address, save and add one photo. And that is where Rick's question comes in. How do we get that photo? Right? Are you pulling an image from an MLS, or would I need to capture my own? And the answer is you need to capture your own. Okay. A lot of agents will grab it from the MLS if it's still online somewhere. We're not publishing this anywhere. We're not putting it on social media. We're not, it's just sitting on that listing presentation. So only people are going to see that are you and the homeowner that you sent it to. Other agents will go find the property on Google Street View, and they might pull that photograph down from Google, and then they might throw it through AI like Gemini or ChatGPT and clean it up and make it look prettier, and then pop it in right here, right? Upload it, and then that will replace our generic ones and create a custom one with their home right there. That's how you do it. Okay. I do have a 4-minute video on how to do that, but if you need it, email me. So that's how you do that. So on the listing presentation, that's where you create your custom listing presentations. That's where your one is sitting right there. Now, I'm going to diverge for a moment because somebody is on this call that I spoke with this morning who is asking, do you have websites for me as an agent? So this is a little detour. If you go on the listings page right here, there is an agent listing website. This agent actually had a URL, a website domain address from another company, or actually for her web page, but she's leaving that company and doesn't want their website. And so this is sitting in everybody's account as well. All your listings are here. If I click through there, I'm going to be on a single property website, and even that captures leads. Your PDF guides, which are a different part of the system, are right here. They can download them for free. They just got to answer a couple questions and give you their contact information, and they can download that right there automatically. Your reviews are here. Our listing presentation is here. Yes, they can have it. Just give us your contact info, right? That's really our focus. Let's get more content. Let's get more leads for our clients, right? And there's even get your home value. So this page is sitting in everybody's account right now under listings, under more tools, agent website. If you're in the new system, I think it's actually over here under client reviews, because we do have a client review website, and the agent website is here as well. So that's kind of diverged off. Let's go back to listings. So as we're talking about listing, I told you at the beginning of the call, expired's important. The listing and presentation is important. You know about listing presentation. But I also said open houses are a big deal. So I got an open house right here, and let me explain to you why in 2025, open houses were the #1 way for our clients to get more listings. The real kind of reason was that we didn't have the expired system set up yet. That came on in like the tail end of Q3, October, November, and then boom, expired started exploding for our clients. But this is an open house, and agents had open houses all year long, and they started to use this tool right here called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. And let me show you why this is so important. You want to download it in PDF, you want to print it 100 times, and you want to give yourself some time to get this in the neighborhood if you want more listings in that neighborhood. Now, you might not have your own open house, and I would tell you, you need to borrow 2 open houses from your friends and colleagues every week and pull those listings in your account and print this up for each one of those 100 times. It says I got an open house on Sunday. Scan this and go here and go find out about the open house. But it also says that's going to affect your home value, and you can go right here to get your free home value. They may get their free home value, or they may just take this piece of paper and say, hey, you know what? We're thinking of selling. Let's go check out the open house. That's really what you want to have happen. You want to meet more people. Okay. So you hand this out 100 times, and we've got an open house sign-in form, right? You can open this up. You can say, hey, would you like to fill out this form? And I'll give you a single property website, answer a few questions, give us your email, all good, right? Now, Scott has a class on open houses that he's doing Wednesday. Get on that class because you definitely want to know this. I'm just highlights here, right? Facebook. Yes, you run an ad on Facebook. You click Facebook and Instagram. You put in $50 ad. You're going to get, I don't know, 13, 15, 16 leads. Open house, the only thing I suggest is put in the day and time, right? Put it up on the top, because if somebody sees this on a smartphone, they may not see much more than that line and these pictures. And then they click on it and they become a lead. Okay. So you want to run a Facebook ad, you want to use an open house sign-in form, and you definitely want to get the Nearby Homeowner Letter out if you want more listings. So let's go back. Remember, Carrie asked this question. It would be nice if you could make a video of your listing presentation. And that would be nice. But there's just tech constraints to do that. Okay. We might actually get there. We're full throttle in our tech schedule right now. And we have something close. And when you're holding an open house, okay, and you go to Media Library on the left, and you end up on this page, there are 2 versions of the same thing. You want the 5-minute one. And all of you, you want to download this. And if you have your own YouTube channel, put it on your YouTube channel. Okay. Now, this video with this title, you can find it on YouTube right now, probably hundreds or thousands of times, because agents have done this over and over again because they want it on their channel, right? For an open house, you want to make sure you've invited 100 neighbors, 100 homeowners, right? And then on the smart TV, you want to grab the remote and point the YouTube app to this video. It's a 5-minute video commercial of our listing presentation. For Carrie, the only thing that it is not directly showing their home in this listing presentation, right? And that's because that's just harder technically to make happen. But we do have it in video. You definitely want to be using this, even if it's on your laptop or iPad. You want to be able to show people, this is how I do it. If you got this on an 80-inch TV and you've invited 100 homeowners in, you're not going to get 100 homeowners in. You might get 3 or 4 or 5, but they are only walking through to see what's going on, what the market's like. And now they can learn about what you bring to the table. This video is awesome. Invite your neighbors into your open houses, even borrow the listings for your open houses. Now, there's another cool thing, and again, Scott's got a full class on this on Wednesday. We have PDF guides that are branded to you on every page. And you can pick your favorites because there are 80. There are 40 for home buyers. There are 40 for home sellers. And go to marketing tools, which there's a button underneath every one of these, and get the print flyer. It is just one piece of paper. Okay. You can download the whole guide if you want. You can have some of those printed and sitting on the kitchen table, right? But you want to follow what I'm about to show you here for your open house all the time. You want to download the flyer. You want to go over to Staples or Office Depot or Amazon, and you want to go get some tabletop stands, okay? The plastic clear acrylic ones. If you can see me here, I've got one in my hand holding this very flyer, the downsizing guide for homeowners. You can download it if you scan that QR code. More importantly, you are branded on every one of these, including on every page of that guide. So you're offering value and branding yourself in the open house where you have invited homeowners into your open house. This is why our clients get so many listings from open houses. I know many of you have been in the industry for a while, and you're like, I don't even do open houses. I'm not wasting my time anymore. And if you're putting a date and time in the MLS and waiting at that open house for things to happen, that may very well be a waste of time. If you're using our tools at every one of your open houses, you are going to find that this could very well be the number one way of you getting more listings. It has been for many of our clients and teams around the country. Okay. So that is open houses. Any questions about that? Again, on leadgenwebinars.com, Scott's going to go in detail. He'll be going slower. I have to move fast because we got to talk about all the top ways. So we do have 4 workshops. I do want to just say this about open houses. Not open houses, about expireds. You want to wait at least 3 months to reach out to an expired, because if you're reaching out in the first day or week, they are getting hammered by other agents. Okay. And you want to find out, you can door knock. If you go to our homepage, or you go to our YouTube channel, you can tell that this guy is door knocking. His video, his name is Scott Murray. He's on our YouTube page that I sent you earlier. This guy here leaves a great voicemail, says, I just want to meet you. Both of them want to get this listing presentation in your hand. And you know, because I sent it to you, where to open these. Karen asked, let me finish this and I'll come back to your question. Here, I'll come back to your question. So, you know, that's kind of the, but the thing that you have to kind of think of is, how do I get the information on those expireds? Because I only see the address, maybe the name of the homeowner in the MLS. And this is the link that we definitely recommend. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I'm going to send it to you right now. So you can go to My Plus Leads, or you can go to RedX, or you can go to Vulcan 7, or you can go to List Source maybe, and get this kind of list. Okay. I don't know what it costs. I don't even know the data quality. Okay. But there are companies that sell this. Now, My Plus Leads, they sell this. And if you go to their website and sign up for a free trial to get this expired and FSBO data, which is their basic account, you can sign up for free, right? And I think there's a 30-day free trial, right? I'm not sure if it's 30 days on their website, but when you do that, they're going to give you 30 days look back of all the expireds that expired in the last 30 days. And I just mentioned that that's not long enough. You need to reach back 3 months and then go backwards. This company, if you use our link and you say, I am working with Listings to Leads on their expired marketing program, they told me I could have 6 months look back of expireds. They will deliver that in your account. And you will have data, including do not call data, on everybody who's expired from the past 6 months. You can start at 3 and then go work 4 and 5 and 6. And by the time you get through all that, the 2 months are going to be 3 months. And now you just have a machine that you rinse and repeat. Okay. So you should have a link to that. I would definitely recommend that. I have to jump. Yes, Rick, this is being recorded. And like I said, every call is going to be on this page, which I sent to you, Rick, and everybody else on this call. You can find it on YouTube, Listings to Leads, the videos tab. This call will be right here by the end of the day or no later than tomorrow. So that's kind of the story that, for me, that's the short story. Get our listing presentation in front of people with an expired cover, right? You can get it electronically. You can get it to them. You can get them in print. I sent you the link to that. Reach out to those people, not on day one, wait 3 months. Back to our YouTube where I mentioned Leo. Leo, he waits 3 and 2 years. So he'll go look if they've expired 3 years ago and then still haven't relisted, he will then reach out to them. So he's kind of unique in this way, right? Most of our clients are waiting 3 months, and I can tell you they're just tearing it up, getting so many listings, right? So that's really, are there any questions about expireds for you before I kind of move on? Because what I've talked about is the listing presentation, expired marketing, open house marketing. And I want to kind of go a little bit into the sold stuff, right? Because there's a lot that we do, and Scott does hold a class on sold marketing, but I have a sold property here. So let's kind of talk about the two things that Leo does, right? Because I told you earlier, Leo works expireds and holds open houses and markets sold listings. They all generate listing leads, and he works those leads very, very strategically. That's not really the right word, but the word is, it's that he has a very real process of following up with those leads with email, text, and phone calls, because he knows if he captures them as a seller lead, they are thinking of selling, and he does not give up on those people. Okay. And he has one listing every week, one new listing every week. This is all he does to market a sold property. He changes the status to sold, and he runs a Facebook ad. That's it. Now, you click Facebook and Instagram, and all you have to do is click create ad. You could go over here and you could say, hey, in contract in 5 days or whatever, if that happens, or sold over asking, right? Or, multiple offers. That kind of stuff makes the ad work a little bit better. You don't need to change anything else. You can change some of the questions, but you really don't need to change anything else. This should work for you, right? Now, the other thing he does is he mails out postcards. We got them right here. Now, I don't know what he does, but I will tell you this. We have an integrated printer called Express Copy. And that means if you have an account with them, they will mail out these postcards. This green button appears, you connect it, and they will mail it to homeowners that have owned a single family home for more than 6 years. You don't even have to touch this. You just click a couple buttons, they download it, they address it, and it's coming from your address to their address. He gets seller leads this way, and he puts them in his follow-up plan. And that's why Leo has 2 to 4 listing appointments every week, right? So that's pretty easy about sold marketing. There's more you can do, right? There's e-flyers, and Scott does a full-on class of how to do that. But that is what Leo is doing to market solds. So if there are any questions here, I've kind of run long on this. I do want to talk about farming, okay? And I want to think about farming in real estate. I want you to think of it in 3 ways. If you're a client of Listings to Leads, there are 3 ways of thinking you're going to approach your farm. And that is digital, with Facebook ads and social media, with print, and with email. Okay? So to do that, you're going to need a list of those people. And you know who has that list of those people? That would be a company like MyPlus Leads. Okay? There are other companies. Arch Agent has this. List Source has this. RedX has this. You might have title companies that have this data. What you want is their name, first name and last name, their phone number, their email address, and their mailing address. Okay? Oh, that's 5. First name, last name, phone, email, and mailing address. Okay? Now, once you have that, there are different things to do. One of those things is come to our ads page and click on this button that says create audience and call it something like the name of your town and homeowners. I'm going to say Walnut Creek homeowners. Okay. And it has to be minimum 1,000 leads long, maximum 10,000. We have a team in Dallas. They have 3 lists of homeowners like this, of each of 10,000 people each, and they market to all those people. Okay, you want to be thinking of this. If you have a small neighborhood of 500 homes on your list, add some people that are in the adjacent neighborhoods, right? And it's got to look exactly like this. It cannot. When you buy this data from whoever you buy it, you're probably going to get 20 to 30 columns of data. Save all that and save it for another purpose. But for Facebook, it can only have 4 columns with these headers in that order. Okay. And you upload it and import it, and that will live in your Facebook account in the future. Okay. Or like in a few minutes, but you can use them in the future. And what you can do is I actually have a landing page for Walnut Creek. Okay. And it's down here, and it's an instant home value for Walnut Creek. And I can even type in the zip code, and lead ads means I get name, email, and phone number, and it will pull the sales data for Walnut Creek, and it'll pop it into my ad automatically. Okay. But let me show you something about that's very cool, because this picture, that's in the mall. That's like the water fountain in the middle of the biggest mall in our whole county and at the center of Walnut Creek. So if you're in Walnut Creek, you kind of know this place, right? Now you could choose something different. You might have different kind of landmarks, but you can put that on the back of your landing page and it will reflect in your ad. If I go over here and I type in Walnut Creek, you would think, awesome, this is great. That's what I want to do. But I don't know where you live. I live in Northern California, and this ad would probably waste my money. Okay. And I don't want you guys to be disappointed with your ad spend, especially with us. So I'm going to show you what you need to be thinking of. If you haven't been to Walnut Creek, it's a really pretty little town. There's about 33,000 people here. It's about a 30-minute drive from San Francisco. So it's like a suburb, right? And this little map here, that's Walnut Creek. But when you run an ad on Facebook, they always say minimum radius is 15 miles. And there is the problem. Because a 15-mile radius around Walnut Creek, there's a million people that live here that are going to see my ad who don't live in Walnut Creek. So instead of doing that and wasting my money, I could go buy a list. I could take Walnut Creek out of here and say, hey, I want to retarget. And I'm going to type in Walnut Creek homeowners right in this box. And it's going to pull up that list and show this ad to those people on Facebook, if they're on Facebook during this period. This makes Facebook incredibly, incredibly powerful. Kim has a great question. How recent do the sold properties need to be for this to be effective? Honestly, I don't think any more than 3 months. But you could go longer if you wanted. Most people will market for a month or 2. And I tell you this, Kim, and I tell this to everybody. And Kim, you can borrow a listing from your office or a colleague who sold a home, because a lot of people, like, maybe I want to build out Walnut Creek. We're talking about that city here, but I haven't sold anything in Walnut Creek. But one of my colleagues did. I could say, can I borrow that? I want to do some marketing, sold marketing. And I tell people, run 1 7-day ad every week for 2 months. Every one of those ads is going to generate seller leads for you. Now you know, Kim, that you have a great listing presentation. You can engage those leads. all this and that, right? You get them their home value. You can ask them questions. You're starting the conversation. I think everybody should be running an ad for 7 days, 5 to 7 days for 2 months. Like when one ends, run another one unsold, because that's going to build your seller listing pipeline, right? And then you got tools. You can use our accelerator program to build your follow-up for you, or you can build your own follow-up. Either way, right? So you've got that list. You made a custom audience. You're running ads to these homeowners. You can also take that list and you can put it in your own CRM. And we have all kinds of email. You remember those PDF guides that I mentioned? Every one of these properties, if I click on, like, here's a sold property, every one of your properties has something called the e-flyer for your database. Where is it? Right here. So you take that list that you bought, you put it in your CRM, you go up here and you copy the code, that link and that link and that link. That's going to drive them to a page where it's going to ask them, say, hey, that home is sold. That affects your home value. Get your home value. This link and this link and this link are going to straight up drive them to a landing page to go get your home value, right? So you want to be using these flyers, and you can send them to that list of homeowners to let them know, hey, I've got an open house. I just sold something. I just listed something. You want to keep hitting those people with email. You can also say, hey, you know what? I want to mail out just sold postcards to those people, right? They're all designed here. You can use your printer. You can use our printer. You can upload your list to Express Copy. They will send that to that list. So you're using a custom list of homeowners, and you can run ads to them on Facebook. You can send emails to them through your CRM, and you can mail things to them. Okay. That's really, there is a lot more that you can do with listings to leads. You've got PDF guides. Scott's doing a class on PDF guides, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. There are 40 of these for homeowners. You each have 40, okay? Different topics. Check out what's most relevant. You can share them for free on your social media accounts. You can print them and take them to your home open houses. You can door knock with them. I mean, there's just lots of ways. If you click marketing tools, you will see all the ways. You can copy these and blast them out on your leads in your CRM. Okay. You can run ads on Google, and believe me, that is a really smart way of getting high quality seller leads, is using our Google ad software to get that in front of people, because they have to type in a search on Google. They have to ask a question, and our answer will pop up. And if it doesn't, they like it and they give you the contact information. That is a serious lead. Okay. You got eFlyer for your database. They can download it for free right from a link in your CRM. And of course, we've got print flyers, which you can use at open houses or anywhere you want. And door hangers, right? Maybe there's something really relevant in your market and you want to go knock your neighborhood, right? You want to door knock. Here it is, right? It's like we design all this branded to you with this built in. Is there a free version of Bitly to make? I think there are, TJ, free versions of Bitly. Just do a Google search on that, because I know I've seen it. I don't know where. And that would be great, especially if you're making those custom listing presentations like this with a single home on the cover and the homeowner. Like, I would definitely recommend that, because here, Bitly, if you don't know, everybody, is this web address, which is a long, goofy looking web address. It's long. Now you can still, you want to email this to yourself and then open it in your email and then copy this link and send it via text to the people. That's the most effective way to get it out. But you could also shorten it with Bitly, or there are even other companies that will shorten this and give you a small, weird looking URL that you can send them and they can click that. And that's just easier on a phone. So yeah, good question, TJ. I don't really know, but I think there is a free version of Bitly. Just type in on your browser free link URL shortener. I think you'll see that. Any questions for anybody here? First of all, thank you for being here. Oh, let's see. I might have something I want to ask. Let's see. Yeah. I'd like to ask if you would, since you're still here, we want to make sure we're helping you out on these calls, right? So if you would click on this link and answer a few questions, or even put in there like, hey, I would really like to learn about this or that, let us know, okay? According to ChatGPT, using things like Bitly in your email can cause it to get blocked. That's interesting. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. So that's interesting. It won't, however, Karen, cause you to get blocked on your text. And I want to stress that to everybody, since you are here. If you want to get this listing presentation, whether it is the one that we've created for you automatically, or if you're creating a custom one, and did I lose it? Because I was yapping over here. Yeah, either way, I think I closed it. I highly recommend texting this to people, because I don't know about you. I think I have 4 email addresses, and I am at least getting 300 emails every day. And I don't look at every one of my emails every day. And if you're leaning on email for lead conversion or lead generation, you got to really think about that. Are they really going to have time to open up your email when they have hundreds of other emails? If you send them a text and you write them a text right before and say, hey, I'm going to send you my list. If you're thinking of selling, I'm going to send you my listing presentation. And then you send them a link and say, hey, here's my presentation. Have a look. You are going to get a much, much, much higher response. Nothing wrong with door knocking or leaving a voicemail and introducing yourself. And that's what these people are doing on our homepage. So, you can do that route as well. I don't see any more questions. So again, please fill out the survey. Thank you for joining me. I hope this helped you out today. We got more live webinars going on this week. If you're not a client, or even if you are a client and you have questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I can answer any questions for you. Have a great week, everybody. Talk to you soon.